What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, we've been covering the story that broke yesterday about Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez being arrested for racketeering and conspiracy to commit racketeering in the state of Florida as part of being a part of a gambling scheme, I guess. Now, today he went to court and he was given $1 million bond with a condition, which is a hard thing to prove. And you'll see it in this video, but I'm going to show you the video of him being in court. And then I'm going to come back and talk with you guys with some commentary a little bit. Then I'm going to show you something I seen this morning that I thought was real interesting that they didn't put in this video here. This guy right here got a long history of BS. And I'm more than sure he wanted that position to put him in position to do stuff like this. And I'll show you later on. Check it.
The judge has set bond for Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez. And here he is. We're hearing from him for the very first time.
How do I start the bond process?
Those were some of the only words he said during the entire time he stood in front of a judge there in Lake County. Again, a judge has set the bond at $1 million. Good afternoon. I'm Darlene Jones. Channel 9 was first to break the news yesterday here on Eyewitness News that Sheriff Marcos Lopez is now facing racketeering charges. Investigators say he allowed illegal gambling operations to run in exchange for personal payments and campaign contributions. 9 investigates Shannon Butler was the only reporter there for his arrest and continues to break new ground on the story. She's live outside of FDLE offices in Orlando. And Shannon, he got $500,000 for each charge.
Yeah, he did, but that does not mean he'll be getting out of jail today. That's because he has to prove to the courts that the money he uses for bail isn't the money they say he took. $600,000 to $700,000. That's what prosecutors say he skimmed off that illegal enterprise. But that's not all. They said that he had a fake name on a business account to collect that money and was using apps like WhatsApp to communicate with co-conspirators. This all dating back years. Now, we were there yesterday when he walked into those HSI headquarters here in Orlando to face 1 count of racketeering and 1 count of conspiracy. He was then taken there to the Lake County Jail. Lopez today appeared virtually in court, now wearing that orange jumpsuit. Again, $500,000 bond for each of those counts. Lopez also ordered to wear a GPS monitor. He has to surrender his passport and his firearms within 72 hours if he's released.
To detail an extreme breach of public trust, the circumstances surrounding his misuse of office as the sheriff of Osceola County are very serious. Again, there's direct evidence in that affidavit of ongoing illegal enterprise. The weight of the evidence includes that the defendant obtained between, at the very least, $600,000 to $700,000 since 2020 from this illegal enterprise in cash payments.
Now, Lopez did ask more than once, you heard at the top of the show, how he was to go about getting that bond. But again, he has to show that the money he uses does not come from anything illegal. The state now wants a hearing possibly on Monday to make sure that money he puts up is good. We are live in Orlando. Shannon Butler, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, guys, that's the story of this guy, elected official, a public official that got caught doing some crazy stuff. That goes to show you greed is not above anybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a price that turned them, and his was $1 million. Now, I'm going to tell you something. They're saying, and I'm going to show you a series of videos in a second. They're saying that he has made over $1 million dealing with this gambling scheme. They also didn't mention yesterday in the thing, in the video I showed you, they said that he had associates. I'm about to show you these associates. Some of them got pictures, some of them don't. The whole thing with this was he was in contact with a place that was like one of those indoor casinos, like a little small, like a game, they call them game rooms. He was like supposed to be like a clubhouse, a meeting place, like almost like a poker house. He was, I guess, a part of it to where they would give him a cut of the money to keep police presence and stuff away from them, to let them do what they're doing. They also was running a private lottery, like, you know, like the state lottery. That's why I think it's a big thing with this, because not only was he a part of it, it's something that takes money out of the state. They already got a lottery. When you start doing your own lottery and running numbers and stuff like that, they take that very seriously, because it's money going out of the state's pocket, which he pocketed himself. You know what I'm saying? Make no mistake. They said this guy is the first Hispanic sheriff, I think, in Osceola County or Florida. I can't remember. I think it was Osceola County. But anyway, either way, that's a big achievement. And you look stupid as hell. They arrested him in his full uniform. He had 4 stars on his lapels as the top sheriff, elected sheriff, and they putting you in handcuffs. They tricked this dumbass. They had him go over to the building. He thinking he going over there for something. As soon as he came in there, they busted him. He looked stupid. Now he's sitting up there dressed in orange. You know what I'm saying? And looking crazy at the camera, not even knowing how the process worked. All the while getting himself to that point, the pinnacle, while putting others in there. It shows you, man, some people think they're above the law. Some people think it won't happen to them. And it does. And he fuck around and found out. I feel nothing for him, because what he did was will for error. And he let a lot of people down. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, the system is the system. Some people run to it. Some people get caught up in it. Either way, he where he at for a reason. Now take a look at these series of videos, and each one gets worse than the next one you'll see, because they put it all together. And you'll see a lot of stuff that you haven't seen, you know, lately. I mean, not lately, but like, it's all new stuff to me. Just take a look at this. Some of this stuff is shocking. You can be like, what? He should have known better. Take a look.
This is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 6. Coverage you can count on.
Tonight on Eyewitness News at 6, Only 9 investigates Shannon Butler has the sources to bring the big story of the arrest of Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez after years of digging and asking the right questions.
Marcos Lopez is in federal custody.
And we were the first to show you the moment he was taken into custody in his sheriff's uniform, an arrest that took him by surprise.
This will mean that a new sheriff will need to be appointed.
And right now at 6, we have a team of reporters to break down the charges, his troubled past, who will take over his department, and what's next in his case. Our live team coverage starts now. Only we were there as it all unfolded here in Orlando early this morning, and we've been breaking new developments ever since. Good evening. I'm Martha Sigalski.
I'm Darlene Jones. The sheriff showed up there at a Homeland Security investigation office, only to be handcuffed moments later. There it is, on charges of conspiracy to commit racketeering in a massive multi-million-dollar gambling ring. Here you see on the left his mugshot taken as he was booked into the Lake County Jail, and video there on the right of his arrest. We have a team of reporters across Central Florida tonight to bring you every angle of this major story, from what's happening now to what's next. We start with Channel 9's investigative reporter Shannon Butler live at that federal building in Orlando. And Shannon, you were the first to break details here on air and online, and a lot has happened since just before 10 when you arrived there this morning.
Yeah, we're here where Marcos Lopez's Denali is still sitting here behind me. It took just minutes from him to go inside this building to the Lake County Jail. We know that because we were here when it all happened. HSI investigators tonight making it clear that no one is above the law. Marcos Lopez walked into this federal building this morning, but just minutes later stripped of his gun and his badge, put in handcuffs, and read his rights, asking agents what this was all about. What it was about was a months-long investigation for racketeering. Today he was arrested and booked in the Lake County Jail. According to HSI, the investigation started in 2023. The allegations that Marcos Lopez was involved in a massive gambling operation, one that was up and running here in Central Florida, not only in Osceola County, but also in Lake County. It's also one that brought in more than $20 million. Investigators saying it all started after Lopez took office in 2020. The gambling operations were allowed to set up illegally and run in his county, all in exchange for cash. Investigators writing, quote, Sheriff Lopez played a multifaceted role in expanding and protecting this illegal enterprise while using his office to shield the enterprise from law enforcement. He was immediately suspended by the governor, as others were also arrested. But this could be just the beginning. Investigators telling us more warrants are being served and more arrests could be coming.
I want to buy your house. I can pay you cash for your house no matter what condition it's in. If you need to...
Now, we were told that Marcos Lopez did not make a statement inside, which we could figure that out just as quickly as this happened. Like 3 or 4 minutes, he walked inside and was taken quickly by car to the Lake County Jail. We are told, though, there are more, quote, targets in this investigation. It's not clear if they are witnesses or they will be arrested, but it is clear this investigation is long from over. In Orange County, Shannon Butler, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
And Shannon, you were able to break this story after years of investigating this sheriff and his office.
Yeah, we first got a tip on this story probably about 6 months ago. We have tried since then to kind of work this situation to try to figure out just how many people were involved. As you know, the sheriff has had controversies before at that department. So we were trying to weed through exactly what may or may not have happened here. But today, those rumors came to be true as the sheriff was arrested here in Lake County, again, under investigation now for racketeering charges. Martha.
A major story in our community. And of course, you're leading the way. Excellent reporting. Thank you. Darlene?
Martha, now the suspended sheriff is not the only one implicated in this case. As you heard Shannon mention, there are 4 other alleged accomplices here. Channel 9's Ashlyn Webb is learning more about the people identified by the Attorney General's office.
On the club's TikTok, you can see Eclipse Social Club repeatedly promoting gambling. The social media page calls the establishment a casino with a lot, fish tables and computer games with daily promotions. You can see the wall of the building lined with at least 20 video slots and other gaming machines. But according to the court documents, this is where the 5, including Sheriff Marcos Lopez, was involved in racketeering, an illegal gambling operation. According to the state business record, Sheldon Witherholt was the manager of this social club. Ying Zhang, who also goes by Kate, is listed. Witherholt, Zhang, and Marcos Lopez are accused of keeping the gambling house, unlawfully having slot machines, and setting up or promoting a lottery. State prosecutors say Sheriff Lopez and Ying Zhang were also involved with money laundering, so disguising the money collected from this illegal gambling operation. 2 other women are listed in court documents as employees or agents of this operation, including Sharon Frederick and Carol Coate. Ashlyn Webb, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
We received a statement from State Attorney General James Othmeyer saying this is a solemn day for Florida and our law enforcement community. We put great trust in our constitutional officers, especially those who are our community's first line of defense. However, the law must be applied equally, regardless of position, power, or branch of government. Right now, the former sheriff is locked up at the Lake County Jail and will appear in court later this month. This isn't the first time he's made headlines. He's been involved in several scandals. Channel 9's Sabrina Maggiore live at the Lake County Jail right now. And Sabrina, he is not the ordinary inmate there.
Yeah, Martha, because of his status, the Lake County Sheriff's Office says he's likely being held in a part of the jail away from other inmates. But like every other inmate today, he was fingerprinted and photographed. Information about his arrest also transferred online as part of that booking process.
No one is above the law.
Osceola County's top law enforcement officer could now face up to 30 years in prison. The now former sheriff will enter his plea for racketeering and conspiracy to commit charges during an arraignment on June 30th.
No matter if you are the lowliest criminal or high-profile sheriff. Everybody receives the same due process in the criminal justice system.
Marcos Lopez first joined the Osceola County Sheriff's Office in 2003 while still serving in the Navy Reserve, and went on to work various law enforcement roles, including patrol and criminal investigations, before he was elected sheriff.
So help me God. Congratulations.
He made history at the swearing-in ceremony back in 2021, becoming the first Hispanic sheriff in the state of Florida. But his tenure wasn't without controversy. Lopez claimed to have accidentally posted a photo of 13-year-old Maddie Soto's body to his personal Instagram page less than 24 hours after the missing teen was found dead in the woods. Following FDLE's review of the incident, Lopez was added to the Brady list.
I have never seen where the top law enforcement professional was on that list.
The Brady list tracks officers who could be a problem if they testify in court because of bias, misconduct, or dishonest behavior in their past.
A local resident got an unexpected knock at their door this week after a FedEx delivery truck accidentally rolled into their parked vehicle. According to a Ring doorbell video shared by the homeowner,
And right now, Lopez does not have bond. Attorneys tell us that is not uncommon given the seriousness of these charges. Reporting live in Lake County, I'm Sabrina Majore, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
We are learning more about the newly appointed Osceola County Sheriff Chris Blackman.
Yeah, Blackman is the chief of the Central Division for the Florida Department of Highway and now appointed sheriff as his career spans 3 decades in law enforcement. Channel 9 Scott Martin continues our live team coverage outside of the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. And Scott, Blackman spoke briefly just moments ago.
Darlene, I was the first reporter just to speak with him as he walked out of the Osceola County Sheriff's Office, and I'm going to step out of the way. He's right back here getting ready to speak with us some more here in just a moment. But I asked him exactly, how was he doing, and he just said, things could be better. So we'll get some more remarks from him in just a moment. But I did learn that he has started here as a trooper in 1990. That's when his career began. He worked here in Troop D as a DUI trooper, then a sergeant, lieutenant, and captain, all within Troop D. That includes Osceola County here. Here's some video of him walking into the Osceola County Sheriff's Office today after being appointed by Governor Ron DeSantis. I talked with a former public information officer of FHP, Kim Montez, and she worked with now Sheriff Blackman, and says that he was promoted to a major and moved to Tallahassee, but came back to Orlando a few years ago as a troop commander before being promoted to Central Region Chief. Now he's appointed sheriff, and she says that he knows this area well.
He was also the captain over Osceola, so he is very familiar with the agencies, the people within the agencies that work that area, because he worked that area for so long as a supervisor.
And again, he just walked out and said he would be speaking with us, so we're going to go chat with him and see some of the remarks that he has to say, and have that coming up later on WFTV tonight at 10. Reporting live in Osceola County, I'm Scott Martin, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.